Today, we're bringing you to 5 communities on the outskirts of Moncton you should consider if you're looking for a quieter lifestyle while still being close to the city.
Hi there, we are Denise and Marc, a husband and wife real estate team in the Greater Moncton area. And today we're heading out of the city to show you 5 communities that we think offer a great balance of peace and quiet, but are still close to everything. So let's go.
All right, our first stop is Irishtown. Irishtown is a community which is about 10 or 12 minutes north of Moncton. In recent years, it's become quite a popular place to live due to exactly what we're talking about today. It offers tranquility, yet you're only 10 minutes from the city. For the most part, you'll find a wide variety of detached homes here, everything from old farmhouses, which are still in operation today, to your average 3-bedroom family home, to newer high-end homes.
Yeah, and let's talk about those newer high-end homes for a minute. In the last decade or so, there have been some new developments on each side of the main road. On the west side is a neighborhood called Irishview Estates. And what's unique about that neighborhood is that it's built around an apple orchard. And the area does have protective covenants, so the homes here are quite nice and well above the average price in our region.
And across the main road on the east side is this neighborhood here, which is similar to Irishview Estates. The homes here are quite nice and well above the average. Both neighborhoods offer large lots of at least an acre, but whereas Irishview properties are more open, here in this neighborhood, you'll find a lot more trees. So if privacy is high on your list, you might find this side to be more appealing. Just keep in mind that the large lots alone in either neighborhood do make it so that your neighbors aren't right on top of you, so you'll get some level of privacy either way.
If you have school-age kids, Anglophone elementary students go to Mountain View or Forest Glen School in Moncton, Sunny Bray School for middle school, and finally they'll end up at Moncton High School for high school. While Francophone students will go to the brand new École Claudette Bradshaw from kindergarten right through to middle school until they move to École L'Odyssée for high school.
As for amenities, most of them will be in Moncton, but with it being so close, it's really not a big deal. Irishtown does have a convenience store that does also sell some staple grocery items and certain odds and ends. And if you do like to golf, Irishtown is home to Maplewood Golf and Country Club. This is an 18-hole golf course open to the public and has annual memberships.
And our last stop here is in Irishtown Nature Park. This might just be the most popular park in the Greater Moncton area. It's actually one of the largest urban parks in Canada at a whopping 2,200 acres. As you'd expect in a nature park, you can find all kinds of trails here at varying levels of difficulty where you can walk, run, cycle, or ski and snowshoe in winter. And just under 5 kilometers of those trails are surfaced, so they're fully accessible to wheelchairs and strollers.
Along the trails, you can see beautiful landscapes, and if you're lucky, you may even spot some wildlife. And finally, one of the focal points of the park is the lake. Aside from just being beautiful to look at, in the summer you can use it to enjoy non-motorized boats like a kayak or a canoe. Here we are at our next stop. Welcome to the small community of Lakeburn, an area about 15 minutes east of Moncton.
Lakeburn is part of the city of Dieppe, so we'll drop a link to a tour of Dieppe for you. But the main reason we wanted to stop here was for this neighborhood. It's called Domaine Nature, and it's tucked away off of a main road, and it offers large treed lots, tons of privacy, and some really beautiful homes. You're only 10 minutes away from the airport, one of Dieppe's commercial centers, and Atlantic Canada's largest shopping mall, CF Champlain, yet you get the feel of a rural area.
The village of Memcook is one of the most scenic areas of our region. The views of the valleys and the rolling hills as you drive through are absolutely beautiful. Although I will say they're much nicer in the summer and the fall.
Yeah.
It's a village of approximately 5,000 along the Petitcodiac River, about 30 minutes southeast of Moncton, with deep Acadian roots, where the people are very warm and friendly, and there's a great sense of community.
You'll find mostly detached homes with the odd semi-detached here and there, and we're also seeing a local developer who has built some townhouses in recent years. Depending on the area, some will be in clusters with close neighbors, but many will have larger properties, giving you lots of room and privacy. Memcook is one of the earliest Acadian settlements, so you'll find many old homes here, but it's not unusual to find a more recently built one or even a new construction from time to time.
Memcook has many of the amenities that you want in a community. It has an ice arena, a couple of baseball fields, the Memcook Valley Golf Club, which is an 18-hole course open to the public, and many parks, which some have playgrounds, some have trails, and some even are educational.
It has what might be one of its most popular attractions, which is Monument Lefebvre, which is a beautiful historic building that serves as a theater for concerts and shows, among other things. And keep in mind that any amenities that might be missing will only be a 15-minute drive away to Dieppe, so it makes it an ideal place to live to get that balance of peacefulness and convenience. Memcook is between Greater Moncton and Sackville, New Brunswick, which is near the Nova Scotia border. So depending on the age of your kids, if you live here, they may go to school in Sackville or in Dieppe. Francophone kids between K to 8 will stay right here actually and go to École à Bellandry. And once they hit grade 9, they'll move on to École Mathieu Martin in Dieppe.
Anglophone students will go to school in Sackville, Salem Elementary from K to 4, Marshview Middle School from 5 to 8, and finally Tantramar High School.
We've made our way to the other side of the Petitcodiac River, and we're making a quick stop in Lower Coverdale on our way to our final stop for today. So Memcook is like right there across the river, and if there was a bridge or a ferry, it would probably take us like 10 minutes to get here, but since we have to drive all the way back to Moncton to cross the river, it becomes this 35-minute drive, but that's okay.
So similar to Lakeburn with Dieppe, Lower Coverdale is just outside of Riverview, which is part of the Greater Moncton area. We'll put a link to our tour of Riverview up for you. So this area is only 10 minutes to Moncton. It's nice and quiet and it has everything close by.
And the main road in Lower Coverdale is Route 114. If you live on that road, you won't really get your peace and quiet. That's the route you take to go to like Hopewell Hopewell Rocks, Cape and Rage, and Fundy Park. So in the summer in particular, it gets very busy. But off the 114, there's small residential areas, and this one is the one we specifically wanted to show you. You can once again find large lots, many of them treed, so you get your privacy, and since it's off the main road, the only traffic you really get for the most part will be the locals.
Okay, so we're going to continue on Route 114 heading south, and we'll see you at our next stop.
Welcome to the village of Hillsboro in Albert County, New Brunswick. Hillsboro is right around 25 minutes south of Moncton, sitting along the opposite bank of the Petitcodiac River from Memcook. It's home to right around 1,400 people, and it's on the main route to the Hopewell Rocks, Cape and Rage, and Fundy Park.
Similar to Memcook, with it being one of the older settlements in New Brunswick, you'll find a lot of older homes here, but like many other places, as it grows outwardly, you can find newer homes as well, particularly near the golf course. The course is called Hillsboro Golf Club, and it's another 18-hole course.
Another point of interest in the community is the New Brunswick Railway Museum. It's a cool place to bring the kids. It has an extensive collection of railway artifacts and even some full-size railway cars outside. The Old Church Farmers Market is home to local vendors like Oliver's German Bakery, which has a nice selection of breads and buns and bagels and baguettes and all that good stuff.
There are also a few places to eat, like the Hills restaurant at the golf course, Cinnamon Soul Cafe, where you can grab some really nice lunch or supper, or just a tasty pastry to take home. And then the very popular Rocco's. It's an Italian restaurant and people drive from Moncton just to eat there.
Yeah.
Apparently it's amazing. We have yet to try it, so it's something that we need to put on our list to do. As for schools, there are a few right here in Hillsboro for Anglophone students. K to 5 students go to Hillsboro Elementary, and from grade 6 on, they'll go to Caledonia High.
And Francophone students will have a bit of a daily drive since they'll be attending school in Moncton. K to 5 students will go to École Sainte-Bernadette, middle school students will go to Le Mascaret, and high school students will go to École Le Lycée. If you like the outdoors, there's a really cool park in Hillsboro called White Rock Recreation Area. It's full of walking and mountain bike trails, and the trail system is built on and around old roads that travel through gypsum formations.
This whole area is actually on an old mine site, and if you go exploring, you can find caves, underground streams, and an old quarry. And looking around, you often see white rock along the roads and the small cliffs, and it's just a really cool place to check out.
All right, we've made it back to Moncton. Hopefully you enjoyed checking these places out with us. Being just outside the city can definitely have its advantages, particularly if you're looking for that quieter lifestyle or looking for that sense of community you get from smaller places. And a big plus is you can often also get more for your money by expanding your area to consider, like the ones we saw today.
So we're curious, would you consider living in a small community, or is the city a must? Let us know in the comments, and as always, if you have any questions about the Greater Moncton area, or you're interested in starting your real estate journey, we'd be happy to chat.
We are Denise and Marc. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.